Playing golf is one of the most popular leisure time pastimes for busy men and women. People who might bury themselves in their work if they didn't make time for recreation. Dr. Fred Hui is one of those people. He takes golf lessons once a week. It's one of the many ways he makes a conscious effort to achieve balance in his life, work and play, active and passive, yin and yang.
Fred Hui has been taking ballroom dancing lessons for 10 years. Instructor Leslie Parents comes to his house every week. It's one of Fred's ongoing efforts designed to bring balance into a demanding life.
Smile, yeah. It's supposed to be fun, right?
I love it. It's like learning anything, like learning medicine or learning dancing. There's no end to it.
A little more Fred style, but it's Rebecca who's really shy about strutting her stuff on the dance floor or anywhere. They're yin and yang, these two.
There's no excuse now to go out and dance in the clubs now, right? Not quite.
Whatever shortcoming that I have, she make up for me. She think and work like an artist, and I'm more a technician. I'm much more cognitive person. So having that two sides is like yin and yang again. To me, that's important for balance and for a balanced family and complement what I could not achieve and what I cannot do and take care of.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I feel very happy. I felt sense of balance, and that made me quite contented and quite happy without distress.
Now he's off to a tennis lesson at the club, another one of those activities designed to maintain that crucial balance.
Okay, good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to court 11 here. Right, nice and long, that's the shot. Good. Stretch your weight out. Okay. Straight through. That's a great shot. Backhand. Well done. 4. All right.
Having the Chinese concept of balance, it's important to have a mixture of active, inactive. Tennis is a way or a format of bringing yourself into an active phase, and also give you the recreational side. Most of the time also I'm doing my studious side, my working side, so it's always good to balance with the recreational side.
So far, he's still a long way from a strong player, but he keeps at it. Certainly, frail, sickly, rotten face has come a long way.
In our culture, we often give it a lot of motivation seminar, motivation psychology. Keep striving for wherever you want. If you want there, you'll be there, and if you want success, you'll be successful. But in real life, what happens is the reality is always, expectation is always higher than reality. As reality improves, expectation also improves. Expectation also goes up. The difference between these two we call depression gap. And by closing in the difference between expectation and reality and knowing what expectation it is, then you have much less reality depression gap, especially in the afternoon phase of a cycle. Then you understand also you don't keep having that expectation keep going up where reality keep going down. You just be able to understand the whole rhythm of things. If the sun is going down and eventually at 7 o'clock the sun's setting, I know that this is the trend of things, but tomorrow you know that things will brighten up again.
Fred and Rebecca dine out several nights a week. When he was a child, Fred's father owned 4 restaurants in Hong Kong, but the privileged kid found out how the other half lives when the family fortunes turned.
The last 1-2 years before my father died, he went into bankruptcy. So I can also appreciate all the poverty and where money is really of a problem, and everybody was chasing after my father for money. And then as a child, you're just maturing. So one side I've experienced the richness of having, example, 4 servants in the home, and suddenly to the point that which I was wanting to save 20 cents of my lunch so that I don't burden my mother with buying too much of a lunch, so I just eat the plainest and cheapest lunch that I can get.
That's very pretty.
Wow.
Very nice.
So Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Determinedly philosophical about his own economic ups and downs, Fred is equally determined to pass on that sense of perspective to his patients.
I'm trying to transmit this message and share with my patients. So far I hold a number of seminars for my patients, teaching to them what I feel, what I incorporate in my philosophy, and how one can use it to deal with death and dying, losing the job, losing the family members, disappointment of situation. They find it so useful and so complementary to what they already have.
At his patients' seminars, he serves up a mixed grill of man's humanity to man, the cyclical nature of change, and of course the joys of meditation.
Without experience and have not, how can one appreciate have? This is a true statement. Sometimes when things happen, please realize that this is an opportunity for you to somehow experience the have-not side.
Focusing on preventative treatment instead of active stuff.
His patients have a tendency towards hero worship. It's not uncommon for the Dr. Hui fan club to start exchanging anecdotes in the waiting room.
Take herbals and stuff like that. I find it's less expensive, but it's better for me regardless. So.
Yeah. And I've been coming in regularly now, once a week, because I was too cold, I was too slow, my system was too sluggish.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is he's raising the hot.
Yes.
The hot and the cold, he always calls it. Is that what he calls it with you?
Yeah.
The hot and the cold.
In the West.
Yes.
And
he cured this woman of shingles, to her daughter's amazement.
I don't know how to describe it, but the change was apoplectic. It was incredible. She came out smiling.
Yeah. I mean, the doctor told me it is such a long time and it takes a while before it gets better. But I got one acupuncture and I couldn't believe it. The pain was gone right then and there.
I now become somewhat a specialist in dealing with all the unsolvable cases that everybody have given up. I think the attitude is, let me try, let me see. Let's say, look at how a physician could possibly practice by using alternative, but yet incorporating good medicine. But yet incorporating good medicine. And I'd like to be a test case one.
Yeah, it's quite raw.
It's quite raw. How about here?
It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
And he tries to bring about a rapprochement between the Oriental way and the Western way. So he's humble enough to acknowledge if one doesn't work, let's try something else. So that's rather remarkable in the doctor, I think. He talks about the Chinese philosophy, I talk about Hinduism and then Buddhism and Zen and Christianity. So it's a very invigorating conversation. So when, with the needles in, it works very well.
Unquestionably, the turning point in Fred Hui's life was that trip to China. It left him with a mission impossible, some people believe, but Fred Hui has great faith in his destiny as a bridge builder.
I do my little bit of my part to bridge that gap, and hopefully I try to set a good example as a human, as a doctor, and people see that my intent was genuine, and then I will be in a position to transmit to them, bridge it, the two-side medicine together. And I will make my first little bit of contribution, but I think the trend is leading that direction. And because everybody knows eventually the mixture of the yin and yang, the truth of east and west together, is the balance.
You're not tired out yet? You sure you're going? We'll be back after the break to give you a preview of our next show and to talk about how you can get in touch with us and contribute to our program.